One database design best practice is to have a field that contains a unique value in each row. For example, every customer would have a unique customer ID number. Having a unique value in each row of a table lets you look up other values based on that number. For example, you could use a customer ID number to look up their last order. In this movie, I'll show you how to use the DLOOKUP method to find a value in one field based on the value in another field. We're going to use two objects from the database in this movie. The first is the orders table. So I'll just double click it in the navigation pane, and we'll see that we have the order ID, customer ID, and order total. The DLOOKUP command that I'm going to create later will concentrate on customer ID 103. So if I create the code correctly, we should see that the first order in this table from customer 103, which is the only order, was worth $82. I'll press Ctrl W to close the table. And now in the modules section of the navigation pane, I'll double click lookup value to open that code module. And I've already created the skeleton of this code, and those are simply the sub and end sub statements. And we can perform this function using a single line of code. And I want to display the value in a message box. So I'll type MSG BOX, a space, and then the function we're going to use is DLOOKUP, and that is DLOOKUP, space, and then a left parentheses. Now we need to provide three different items. The first is the field, and this is the field that returns the value, not the field we're looking in. The second is the name of the table, and the third is the criteria, and I'll give you more information about the criteria when we get there. So first is the field, and this is the field that we want to display the value from. So type a double quote, and the field is order total, ORDERTOTAL, then a double quote. Now a comma, and we identify the domain. In this case, that is the table named orders. So it's double quote, then ORDERS, double quote, and a comma, and now the criteria. The criteria has two parts: the field we're looking in, and then the target value to find within that field. So first I'll type double quote, and then the name of the field we're looking in, and that field is customer ID, so CUSTOMER ID, then an equal sign, and then the target value. And in this case, the customer ID we're looking for is 103. 103, double quote, right parentheses to close everything out, and then I'm going to press the down arrow key to move off of that line. So the DLOOKUP will look in the orders table, find the first row that contains the customer ID of 103, and then return the order total. When I press F5 to run the code, we see that the value is 82, and that was what we saw in the table at the beginning of the movie. The DLOOKUP method finds a row that contains a target value and then returns a value from the same table row. If your table contains multiple instances of a value, such as a customer ID in a list of orders, then it returns a value from the row that contains the first occurrence of that value.